So accidentally missed the first pick there for YouTube. That first pick, we had a lot of wood and reed added to the game from cards in that pack. So stuff like Water Worker and a couple of C deck cards that add reed or wood to the game. There's one of them that's an action space for everyone and gives the user 3 wood and gives the owner of the card 1 wood. So for the owner, it's effectively 4 wood. For everyone else, it's 3, and give the owner 1 from the supply. One of the ox was when you use 3 wood or 2 wood and the other one is taken, you get a reed. Anybody can do the taking. There was an animal lover, which cancels or which zeroes out points for fences and stables, but doubles all your animal points. That one is called Animal Lover for now. And I took the Stable Sergeant. I guess I could zoom in like down here. So I don't know if we're going to be able to play a third game in our series today. We're definitely getting in the second one, which is a lot better than having one game for the final. So in game 1, just to recap, Freemason won that game. He scored 53. I came in second with 48. Joshy came in third with 46, and Bigfoot was last with 39. So in tournament points, it's Freemason 7, myself 4, Joshy 2, Bigfoot 0. Joshy taking quite a bit of time with his pick here. Regarding my own audio in these videos, sometime in the last couple weeks, my computer audio got wonky, whether or not I'm using like earbuds or its internal microphone. So this game, I'm Skype calling myself from one of my accounts to another of my accounts, Skyping it through my tablet, and oh god, okay. So, okay. I don't want to show everyone exactly what Google Docs I'm working on, but Okay, so this pack, the Stable Cleaner lets you have a build stables action whenever you need it for the rest of the game, and your stables can cost a wood and a food, or they just flat out do, I think. Rustic gives you 2 food and a point for building a clay room. Soil Scientist says that when you take clay, you can leave a stone from your supply on the space to get 2 grain. And when you take stone, you can leave 2 clay on the stone space to get a veg. I think it's a pretty good card. Not completely sure, but it seems pretty useful. Tree Guard says place 4 wood on a wood accumulation space after taking it to get stone, reed, grain, which is pretty good. We saw a lot of wood adders to my first pack. So Stable Cleaner looks useful. Soil Scientist looks pretty good if I can swing it. Because especially after the first time, if you can just keep hitting it for clay, stone, grain, that's a pretty good action space, right? So reed, stone, food in the first 2 rounds and this Soil Scientist, then hit the 1 clay spot over and over again so that it doesn't accumulate too much, and you can keep getting clay, stone, grain, and somebody has to take clay, stone. I think that's doable. It does a lot of grain. Clay, stone, grain is a great move. Playrooms, stable building, cookery outfitter, and cube cutter just don't do very much. Breeder buyer doesn't do very much, though you could actually trigger with Stable Cleaner pretty easily. And then Woodworker is just a bad mushroom collector unless you like sheep for some reason. And then Tree Guard, yeah. Okay, so I have to take Soil Scientist, I think. What is that? Okay, so we have some interesting things here. So Carpenter, pretty standard good, especially with a bunch of reed in the game, it could be pretty strong. Ranch Provost is a 4 wood card that gives the highest capacity pasture 3 points at the end of the game. Now I'm really wishing I had Stable Cleaner, the build stables at any time card. Because, that would let you build a big pasture and put the stables wherever you need to at the end of the game. Nest Builder is a farm steward that costs a grain and 2 food to activate. But the card provides room, so you could build clay rooms later or something, I think. Animal Catcher acts on day labor, and you, instead of getting 2 food, pay an extra food for each remaining harvest to get 3 different animals from the supply. So with the Stable Sergeant, that could get me in my breeding pairs very quickly. Wool Grower can hold sheep. That's probably useful for whoever ends up with the sheep mushroom collector. German Healthkeeper gives you sheep when people take ore. That's okay. So I'm going to take Ranch Provost or Nest Builder, I think. They're just higher ceiling cards than the Animal Catcher. Yeah. And I have the Soil Scientist already, so the grain won't really be a problem. That Ranch Provost is going to do weird things to this game. Freemason. There's Freemason. So this is really sad, because Bellfounder or Freemason could be a good combo if someone went into clay really early. But I can only get 1 of them, which sucks. On the other hand, hear me out here. If I keep on loading up the clay stone for clay, stone, grain, and I trade those clay in for a point each round, that makes my move stone, grain point, if I can keep pinging it every round, which, seems pretty good. I would need actions to do that. And Butler is just a good card in its own. But this Bellfounder has such flexibility in giving food and points. Butler says you need to have a bunch of rooms. There is a clay plaster and a carpenter, so I think it's very possible. The stagehand is not good. Hearsay teacher, let's not even talk about. So it's Freemason, Butler, or Bellfounder. I chose Bellfounder. Butler is very reasonable for someone to have a big house game, but I already have this nest builder, so that can't be what I do. Okay, so somebody took the 3 wood spot card. This one says you get a read when the wood spots are taken. This one says you get a read when you take reed fishing, day labs, or round 4. And this one says you get a wood when you pay for an occupation. Furniture maker, paper maker is a silly combo. Paper maker's bad, almost always. This is going to happen in round 1, in round 2, in round 4. It's going to happen like 6 or 7 times relatively early. It just seems a lot better than Water Worker. In terms of overall read payoff, this could be huge. So I don't really know what I'm looking for at this point. I have a few possibilities. I want to get a grain to points engine would be fantastic, because then I could soil scientist a 1 clay spot over and over again. That's the dream. I expect people will try to kill it, but that just leaves me other options. A miner giving clay would be amazing for the Bellfounder. It means I can take a round off. And right now I'm going into small clay house territory, which, isn't that bad. There's a lot of fun things you can do that way. Nest Builder provides a room, so I can just keep building rooms before or after. And it also means I'm hoping for Reno to come before Family Growth. Of course, we'll just play the game as usual. If our best moves are getting a room the old-fashioned way with 5 wood, 2 reed, that's what we're going to do. So in this next pack, if the stable cleaner comes back, wood and a food for a stable at any time, that's a snap pick because of the ranch provost being in this draft. But I assume the others remembered that. It would be really strange if they didn't. Right, okay, so the stable didn't come back. Tree guard is so fascinating. You just put 4 wood on the space. But cube cutter turns wood and food into bonus points every harvest. And that's potentially worth something. I could just take this woodworker and make sure I have a sheep source. Though I have the stable sergeant anyway. Let's see if I can keep maxing my point ceiling. Yeah, I'm not feeling that great about this draft so far, to be honest. My most powerful card turns 2 food and a grain into space for a person when I'm in clay or stone. Stable Sergeant's pretty good, but yeah, and this clay, stone, grain point thing that I'm trying to run could be a lot of actions for little benefit. Of course, if I can find a grain to points miner, that's the dream. I don't have a plow, so we're back in that familiar, well, we have to be ready to be in that familiar spot in revised Agricola where plows are kind of sparse, and if you can find a good plow source, you should take it. So something like a double turn plow that costs a grain would be fantastic. Well, we'll see. And Carpenter is here. Yeah, give me some Carpenter. Ignoring this German health keeper, which seems okay. Got a sheep anytime anyone takes boar. Wool grower can be okay. Okay, so there are good cards here. There are good cards here. So, Grain Depot is the best card here. You turn usually 2 clay into grain on the next 3 rounds. Maintenance Premium puts food, gives you food. It's a free miner. It gives you food when you take wood accumulation and restocks to 3 every time you renovate. Ceilings gives you wood on the next 5 rounds for a clay. That's pretty good. I have to take Grain Depot just because it's like really, really good. Ceilings is quite good too. There's no way it's coming back. Hauberg is fun. You alternate 2 wood and a pig on the next 4 spaces. So these 3 should be gone. So on the rebound, I should look for Clearing Spade is okay. Farmstead is okay. Game Trade is okay. If I can get a pile of sheep and then turn it into 4 cow and then Stable Sergeant to get breeding pairs, that would be great. The Facades carving turns food into points up to completed harvest, costs 2 clay, but needs wood in your supply bigger than the current round. So you have to be ready to fence a lot. But I'm taking this Grain Depot. And sadly passing ceilings. Hello to everyone watching on Twitch right now. Feel free to say hi, but generally avoid strategy talk. I really have no idea if we collectively have time for another game after this one, but that's the ideal situation. So round 1, I want Reedstone food over all else because of the soil scientist to start bombing that clay space. But if I get Ock, I will be playing Forest Reviewer in round 1 to get Reed in the first couple rounds, and then Carpenter. Maybe I should just do the Reed and tempo over... Reed and room tempo over this silly stone thing. But then I get Bellfounder going. Though now that I have this Grain Depot, I really don't care as much about getting that soil scientist going. It's more cheeky than anything else at that point. So yeah, maybe with Grain Depot now, I plan on Forest Reviewer Carpenter. And then if I could get a family lead somehow, I expect it'll be very contested. But if I could, then that's when I'm going to go soil scientist, Bellfounder, 1 clay, 1 stone, 2 grain, trade in the clay. That would be the time. So I'm still looking for a plow. I'm still looking for a grain to points machine. Those would be amazing right now. I could potentially find an early renovation card. There are a few miners in the revised edition that let you renovate really early. And we're hoping for ceilings or a Hauberg to come back, but really not expecting it. These are good cards. Put down my phone. Education bonus is fun, but needs 2 improvements to play. Beer stall. This does something with grain. In each feeding phase, you can exchange a grain to 5 food for each empty, unfenced stable you have. Okay. Grange is pretty all right. You need 6 fields and all animals, but you get a food in 3 points. I'm gonna have all the animals because of Stable Sergeant eventually, but I don't think I'll have 6 fields as it looks right now. Bassinet lets you take the first non-accumulating space used as long as there's 1 person there. So this means if Plowsow is used first, the first non-accumulating space used in a round, I can go there, but otherwise no. Sleeping Corner. We all know Sleeping Corner, right? And it seems like it would help me a lot here. Writing Desk seems good here. The Murder Boots, I don't think I want to play. I want to get to 5 people this game. I think I have to take Sleeping Corner, sadly. Bassinet looks really good. But if I take Sleeping Corner, then I'm just a plow short of pretty much everything being possible, hitting a very high point ceiling. Because I already have a way to turn wood and clay into points. I'm getting reed. I have effectively a 3rd room just by renovating once and playing Nest Builder. So Writing Desk would be great back. Bassinet would be great back. Grange is usable. Beer Stall is usable. And Education bonus is usable. Pottery Yard requires a pottery, so I don't think I'm going to be getting it. So I am guaranteed one of these 5, or even one of these 4, or one of these 4. Likely, I don't think I can take Education bonus feasibly. Okay. So there are 5 cards here worth discussing, so I can get 2 of them if I want. Hand truck. Every time before you bake, you get a grain per person on accumulation spaces. Pretty solid. Reed belt. 4 reed throughout the game for across the 2 food. That's a pretty good minor. The butter churn is way better than it used to be. It costs a wood less and is worth a point now. It has the same function and now requires at most 3 ox before you play it. This new card, Wooden Lattice Fence, lets you take a build fences action at normal cost before taking pigs. So the pig spot becomes fence and then pigs, which could be pretty good. Free minor. Yeah, okay. Hard porcelain. So I'm going to be taking hand truck and going for hard porcelain, and here's why. With hand truck, I'm going to take out from everybody else one of the best grain sources in the game. Right now, well, no, there was that thresher, huh? Yeah, there's just a lot of grain in this revised game. I wanted to take hand truck to prevent people from grain comboing all over the place. And I think I'm going to, just because reed belt and butter churn don't do as much for me. Neither does the wooden lattice fence. And I think I can wield this hard porcelain. So why hard porcelain is going to be great for me is because I'm thinking about using this soil scientist a lot, which means taking a lot of clay, leaving stone to get grain. And I can use the picked up clay, turn it into stone, and have exactly 1 left over for the bell founder. Seems good. So I'm going to take this hand truck. I still need fields. So we're not going to look at the knives really seriously here. Remodeling, you get a clay for each playroom and for each major you have. Passing minor, 1 food. So like 1 food for 3 clay, seems all right. Or 4 or 5 or something. Garden claw costs a wood and, you planted fields. So you would need 2 planted fields to get food on the next 6 rounds. Maybe that's not so good. Paper knife gives you a random ock from your hand for free, only costs a wood, it passes. And brewery pond, when you fish or take reed, you get a grain and a wood. Now, if for whoever has that water worker, now this brewery pond says when you take fish or reed, you get grain, wood, reed along with your grab. It's a pretty good card, but I have all the grain I need. I don't need negative points right now. I'm going to take this paper knife and maybe use one of the knives on the wheel. So yeah, task of preventing other people from getting grain, fail. As should be expected when you try that in revised, but it's just embedded in my play style almost. So forest reviewer, carpenter, or reedstone, or forest reviewer or reedstone food is hopefully my first move, and if not, I have a paper knife for 3 wood start player. I would rather plow a field than start player, I think, because my 3 ox would be forest reviewer, carpenter, and maybe bell founder. over soil scientist. I don't want to scare people. Bell founder can mean you just take a 2 clay grab for 3 food. So did not find a plow. Here we are hoping for maintenance premium because ceilings and Hauberg are almost certainly gone. I guess there's a chance we get Hauberg back, but unlikely. Maintenance premium's back. It's probably good enough. Free and some food. These clay cost things are interesting because it makes my bell founder grabs a bit better if I can spend some of the clay usefully, but I think I already have hard porcelain for that. I'm going to be getting enough grain to not need clearing spade to clear fields, and game trade would be nice, but I'm not really feeling it. I don't feel like my moves are efficient enough or timed correctly. I could just go 2 carpenter rooms regardless of early or late growth and use sleeping corner if it's late, which does mean prioritizing grain depot and fields in stage 1, which should be doable. I should be able to do that. But with taking wood and reed also, maybe not. I don't know. This game's hard. Grange and writing desk. 6 fields? In a game with Ranch Provost is going to be a lot easier to hit. That's the 4 wood card that gives points for the biggest pasture capacity. Yeah, I'm going to need to play writing desk here. I want to play a lot of my ox too, so makes a lot more sense than jamming fields for points, but not the contested points. Well, plows are going to be contested. So often in these revised games, if there's no plow, it gets really tough. I think that in general, the Play Agricola community is a bit spoiled for plows because there's so many good plows in G4, G5, G6. Not just in miners, but in occupations. And because of this strict deck distribution in revised Agricola, the plowing is just a lot harder. Some games will have enough plows, but most of them won't. And some of them can even be completely devoid of them, like we might have here. I would not be super surprised to see someone have taken Plowmaker or Plowman very early. We're all taking a fair bit of time here. I started the game 12 after the hour. We're actually 45 minutes into this draft, which is kind of ridiculous. Hey, hard porcelain, and butter churn's going to be tossed. And as I said, hard porcelain for my belt founder. Play order is going to be me, Bigfoot, Freemason, Joshy. And sheep come out first. And I'm first. So Reedstone food or Auk? I think I decided Auk, right? There are a bunch of good early occupations, I think, in this game. So I want to just get it out of the way right now. Auk plow, Auk 2 wood with a reed. Somebody's going to take that. I probably should just to be sure. 2 clay is even fine to start the grain depot. Bigfoot goes on Reedstone food. Wow. Freemason, it looks like he's going for the early 2 clay. So he could have just a very powerful miner that costs clay, he might have ceilings. Or just really want that fireplace for reasons. But I'm going to end up with 3 wood here. Oh, okay. So Joshy has a freshman, so he can go on So Bake and just play a free occupation. That's pretty good. Means the occupation spots are less contested. So I'm the lucky recipient of 3 wood. Hopefully that 2 wood spot gets taken, but it might not. I think they'll only be able to defend this forest reviewer so much. It seems pretty good this early. The only really decent options left are 2 wood, start player Daylave's plow. But Bigfoot takes the 2 wood, so I get my reed. Freemason getting a plow, so throw out all or some of the possibilities for a clay miner, like Forest Lake Hut. And Joshy will start or day labor. Or he might take grain and then later plow a field and sow Auk. for his freshman. But there is start player, and there is Reed Belt. Wow, he got that thing like fifth. It came back to him. Fence is round 2. Bad for Joshy, it's not so big. He's going on Reedstone food almost certainly, unless he wants 3 wood. I'd take Reedstone food if he doesn't, but yeah, he's going for Reedstone food there. I should think about 3 wood plow or 3 wood 2 wood reed. What Ock would I play? I would play Carpenter. That has to be worth it. I can start player maintenance premium too. Plow, 2 wood, start player, all very possible here. Thank you, Freemason. I like free stuff. I think I'll try for plow. Yeah, kind of a tough spot for Joshy. He doesn't want to take Ock. And he does plow. So my only option is start maintenance premium. Yeah. So now I'll be able to get food when I take wood. Bigfoot's already with room materials. He might have something like childless if he's been going hard at this one room. The first pick of a round being wood, and somewhat readily taking the 2 wood last round are possible indicators of a childless. And if he goes build room with his first action, that would be a clear sign. I think everybody has noticed that, or at least Freemason and Joshy have, that plows are going to be hard to come by. And we might just have 14 uses of plow 1 field available to us, plus 2 or 3 plow sows. So There are not enough plow actions for everyone to get 5 fields, just straight up, if we think about it that way. Freemason taking 2 clay there, a bit interesting. Okay, so I start, and it's so bake. I think I take reedstone food and then 3 wood or 2 wood. Originally hoping for 4 clay to power the grain depot. But I guess 3 clay does just as good of a job. On the other hand, the grain depot doesn't need to be early anymore because the fields aren't coming to me. Bigfoot first action fishing, it looks like. Okay, Freemason start players. He must really need this fireplace like nothing else. There's scales. So he'll be getting 2 food every time his oct count equals his improvement count. He might have education bonus too. Okay, this is fine for me. I'm going to take the 3 wood and get a food. Bigfoot will 3 wood or oct. Freemason will probably oct if Bigfoot doesn't, or maybe he still will. And then Joshy will oct on so. So I could be about to see 3 occupations here. And if I do, what does that mean for the possibility of reedstone food getting to me next round and like building 2 rooms and all that? Wow. Bigfoot playing Animal Tamer, getting a wood instead of a grain, and threatening a sheep sweep here. I mean, with that kind of move, he's basically committing to a sheep grab. That is fascinating. So instead of taking the expensive oct, it looks like Freemason's going to take 3 wood here, then expensive oct, or regular oct, first move next round to get 2 food. Or second move, because he probably wants to make Bigfoot take the animal. So he'll do fireplace or cooking hearth, then he won't get food for an oct because scales won't hit. Huh. And Joshy will play an oct on so. I imagine that has to be what he's asking rules-wise, and it was in my compendium. Oh, that's a combo. Each time you get a bake, you can play an occupation. No. Because the Thresher hasn't been activated yet, and he's already gone. So Freemason is going to buy that fireplace. I get a food if I take reedstone food or 4 wood, so that's pretty good for me. I imagine Joshy takes reedstone food. Oh, he's going straight for a knock. And he's going to buy a grain, sow it, and play a knock. That's pretty good. So do I want reedstone food or 4 wood? Animal Reeve. Okay, so I did not see this one. It's going to swing the game a lot, potentially. So I'll leave that up there. Yeah, that's exciting. I should take reedstone food. Threaten rooms, even because well, that's really gambling on Bigfoot taking the sheep. Oh, and Bigfoot's taking the wood. So Freemason gets his sheep. I'm just going to build 2 rooms and pray. Joshy is start playering. Oh, with the hayloft barn. That's good. It does mean I get first build. Oh no, because Bigfoot could just build right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna build my 2 rooms. Because I will have a free action to take like 6 clay, maybe. Come on, Chris. Oh god, it's renovate. And Bigfoot took 4 clay. Oh god. So Bigfoot could try a start build. Or is he going to reno Freemason Pastor? Because that's in the game. Oh, but Joshy got a reed somehow? Oh, from his reed belt. So I'm actually good to go. To take this and defense start. That's fortunate. So in addition to Animal Reeve, there is Ranch Provost somewhere. So the ideal fencing situation is going to be 15 fences covering 8 spaces, 2 1x1s and a 3x2, with 2 stables in the 3x2 and a stable in each of the 1x1s. When all that is said and done, you'll have capacity for 4 cows, 5 pigs, and infinite sheep. And have a max capacity of 48 in your biggest pasture. So Bigfoot gets the cooking hearth. Not building a room. What is happening? What is happening in this game of ours? That means Joshy's going to build, and I'm going to start player Grain Depot. Freemason at... Oh, no. Freemason. Don't take start player. Okay. That's a bummer. If I read yeah. What does he even get from this first one? A grain? Okay. One of these two is clearly playing for pastor. So I do have clay and stone now to mess around with soil scientist and hard porcelain and bell founder. But Joshy has very good actions now, which is annoying. I need to make sure I don't tilt from that Freemason start player. I mean, it was a bit greedy, just because it's always greedy when you don't defend. But that education bonus, did it really need to come out now? I guess if he's not awking on his first scales, then yeah. So Freemason's going to play his first Ak here. He's taking a grain from his education bonus. he's going with Paper Maker. Stone, round 6. Oh boy. Joshy defending. So I should consider forward plow. Oh, this is... Carpenter's Axe is a decent miner. I guess that's the stable one, so it's not, like, crazy good. It's just good. It needs a wood accumulation space, so for whoever has that free wood action space, it doesn't trigger on that. So I want to do a lot of stuff, but falling behind. I wonder what Joshy's overall feeding plan is. It might just be bottom feeding right now. And I should look to hammer a bottom feeding spot, possibly. No, though he gets food with every grain he obtains, thanks to this stupid hayloft barn. But if he wants 7 food, gosh, he gets first growth and the hayloft barn in around 7 game. Oh. Oh my. Yep, this is the new lover. Costs Freemason 9 food total. But yeah, that seems good. Wow. Wow. And he gets a clay off the board. I don't think he took. Actually, one of this bottom feeding will feed Joshy. If he eats some amount of grain. So this is a big bummer overall. I could just consider playing the Grain Depot now. So I can start player oven next round. Yeah. I need tempo on that thing, I think. So Bigfoot's looking pretty all right. Yeah. Oh, and Joshy has that thing. What do I play here? Hand truck, hard porcelain? Not hard porcelain. Writing desk, maybe? Oh, maybe paper knife. For one of these three. Um, let's just do the writing desk. Gosh, I think I'm in the worst position. Lots of strong cards being played by them. I guess Bigfoot's in a slightly worse position than me. Joshy's going to be plowing in front of me most of the rest of the game, which is really unfortunate. If I'm Joshy, I have to plow and buy a grain and get a food back. That hayloft barn really wants to trigger, but 6 clay screaming at him, I guess. There's the clay oven. I do have enough food for 2 ox, which is fun. Bellfounder Soil Scientist would go well together. But I'm already at that point where I just need to get some plows out, which is really too bad. Bigfoot, if he goes Reedstone food here, which makes a lot of sense, he's in control of the BMW later. I'm going to be start playing family growth hand truck because I don't have another miner besides paper knife. So I guess I could do paper knife. It's probably better than hand truck right now. Hand truck doesn't really do much. Bigfoot getting 4 wood, pretty good. Freemason, I would expect faster here. I would really expect faster here. He gets him 2 food. A reed. It'll let him run a hearth. Oh, and he paper makes, yep. Sure. Paper maker's a lot more reasonable when you have a lover coming in. Wood collector. Okay. Reasonable. Oh, 3 stone coming in the next round also. Yeah. Oh, and this cooking hearth also gives him 2 food from scales. That's nice. Wow, so Freemason with a lover went for the 2 clay with sheep coming round 1. He managed to get the sheep. Man, if Bigfoot just swept, that would have killed his game, too. Oh, gosh. Okay. So I'm playing the paper knife. So I get the nest builder, which is easily the worst one. Did I pay a wood? No. Stupid paper knife. Yeah, this game's not going too well. I've done some good things. Probably not enough good things. I should plow if stone and the woods get taken. I'm not going to be using that nest builder for a while, probably. Farmstead. This is the one where you get a food every turn you use up a farmyard space or more. Freemason getting the stone. Now it might come to 3 wood or plow here. Man, I just got to get these plows in. And I would expect Bigfoot looks like he's building basket makers, but Joshy is probably going to wood police, which will give me a read. Completely useless read. I mean, I'm probably going to end the game with like 4 extra read or something. Freemason taking the 3 wood right now, saying Joshy will definitely take it if I don't. So next round, I can so bake this grain. Which will slow down the hayloft barn. And give me food. Then I can take clay and then I can awk, get my show on the road. Bigfoot has another growth, but he's in a bit of food trouble. So I would expect, well, almost necessarily, he will family grow and take food. Whether it's the 3 sheep or a veg or the 3 food fishing. Oh, I don't like where this is going. Freemason can reno with an improvement. Oh, ceilings. That's so Bigfoot has the Hauberg, I guess. Or did he take that thing, the farmstead? Wow. Wait, where was the read to reno? Oh, that's Joshy. Ceilings got to Joshy. Wow. And Freemason taking the 2 sheep. So Bigfoot's food move is going to be a veg or fishing or reedstone food or a pig, I guess, is coming out. So Joshy is going to take Sobek here and get his hayloft barn in the harvest. He needs some unfenced stables, I think. And Shore Forester, which gives him a wood every time the round after reed is taken. And immediately. Bigfoot starting. So he has a food miner in his hand right now. Murder boots. He's playing the murder boots. And he's playing the paper knife on family growth. So he's... Wait. Yeah, okay. On his bonus action, he gets a clay plaster growth. Okay. He might have a butler and be building a 5th room, which is kind of funny. I assume I got my read last round. Yeah. Freemason getting the well here, it looks like. Really good for him. So I still want to do Soil Scientist Bellfounder, take some clay, and nuke some of it. Could I do Ox, take clay, or that's 2 moves, and then Hard Porcelain? I would need an improvement action somehow. Oh, but I wanted to Sobake also. Yeah, so I guess he just didn't know about that on that. That's too bad. So, I mean, this won't speed up his hayloft barn. He would have gotten it in harvest anyway when his grain came off. Bigfoot, maybe fishing, maybe for clay. Instead goes for the reed. I guess he really does want that last room for a butler. So I'm going to play my 2 ox, and if the spaces get blocked, I'm going to take 3 wood, which I might just do anyway, because it gets me my maintenance food. Okay, so Freemason's taking the wood. Okay, I'm getting a read here for no good reason. Yeah, 2 ox. Free food. I need to remember to split Joshy's feet if. What's happening? I don't know how he's feeding. Freemason's playing an ox, turning in a wood for 3 food, then paying 2, and then getting 2 more and a stone. And oh ho ho, here's Branch Provost. So he'll get 2 wood from this, and now we are racing for biggest pasture. Here we go. And there's this animal reef. Oh my god, I'm not ready for all this crap. Josh taking wood stable, basically. Okay, yep, he split his peep. Oh yeah, he gets to do that. That's pretty nice. I don't want to turn in 4 clay at once. Bigfoot playing wooden lattice fence, which lets him fence before taking the board. So I need some wood. I need some clay. Freemason just taking the pigs right now. So the same problem that Lover has in the original form is still showing itself right now. Freemason's doing a very good job of it, but he's basically using Lover as an attack card, saying, I'm going to do my thing, and I have more actions than you, and I'm going to make us all suffer. Joshy plowing, getting a grain. So I will get to grow next round. It's really not that terrible. The worst part right now is easily that my actions are not very good. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this. Um, yeah, plows are going to start to be first action material here very quickly. So this is a paper knife. Yeah. A, R, S, and then A is 1. So oh, yeah, and it's a passing miner, so he's going to get 2 food from scales on the miner. Nice. Very nice. And I bet you that first action is going to be plow. Just bet you. So what I could do here, Joshy taking a vegetable right before an imminent so big. That's a bit strange. A second vegetable? A bit strange. Over something like 6 clay? And he needs to take his things. So do I start player hard porcelain next round? Bigfoot going fishing. So Freemason is like gonna be behind on actions in a bit, but it honestly doesn't really matter. He has all of his things more or less. I think I just pick up the 6 clay. And hard porcelain it away. Yeah. Animal catcher. This is the day labor for, yeah. Pretty good. So actually, when I start player hard porcelain, I can stone oven steel. Oh, and I'm growing this round too. Yeah, and I guess nobody can beat me to it if I get hard porcelain out. Joshy just buying a fireplace here with his pay 3 food for all 3 animals. That seems useful. But man, do I need things. So Freemason, I expect is plowing. Oh no, he's going on start player. He's really hammering this game in, making it difficult. With the clearing spade. I need to plow if Joshy doesn't. If Joshy does plow, I think I just go to growth and get that hard porcelain out, because this thing is getting bad. I need to be renovating, taking wood. Yeah, this is getting really bad. There's the plow. I have to amuse myself with this stuff, because so actually I'm gonna need to do one of those clay spaces. I guess I could be playing for third right now against Bigfoot, because this is just a disaster. Can anyone reno on me? No. Which space do I want to take? Do I want to take the stone for myself or keep cycling it? So I want 4 for renovation, 1 for the oven, 1 for Bell Founder, and then as many stone as I need. Because, man, this is getting a bit bleak here. We're getting into territory of nobody hitting Animal Reeve and possibly Bigfoot being the most suited to. Because he could fence 12 to get it, or something like fence 14, which is probably pretty good for him to cover a bunch of space. Or fence 15 for an extra point. But for now, he's playing an Ock. Oh, this is the add a wood spot. Oh no, this is leave wood to get stuff. Oh, this could get crazy. That's not. Is not an action space. Okay. Yeah. Freemason playing stagehand, turning a wood into 5 food, getting his field. Just very nicely done. Yeah, so if I can fence big, 14 covering 9 spaces or something like that, then I could play Stable Sergeant in the end game and be happy. Joshy, I'd assume, is building another stable here. If I did that, my max capacity would be 8 times 2, 16. And maybe I could fight for that provost with a couple stables, but I would need everybody to stop taking the wood, which is a bit of a problem. So, forest owner. Oh, Bigfoot going on TP. Freemason getting fences. Maybe 10, maybe 12. Seven. Also makes sense. Huh? I don't think I missed anything. Bigfoot's minor lets him do the fences before taking boar, but he did take grappling first. Okay, so no takebacks needed. And Joshy playing a cookery outfitter for like a point or two. Better than nothing. It was free to play, basically. 4G to 20 food, right. Good stuff. I need a plow. I need some wood. Plus our last round. That's an interest. Well, not that interesting. Joshy taking start player, so I'm gonna get my plow in. The wood is a bit looser now that Bigfoot played Forest Owner. So Joshy is start asparagus knifing, and he's gonna remove a vegetable from. Okay, maybe changing. That's fine, he says. I'm gonna get my plow in. So my other moves this round, 2 clay, 2 stone is probably good. Four clay and leaving the stone is fine, because I can just hard porcelain 3 of them into 2. I do need 3 wood. So, well, what's neat about this soil scientist thing is that I have 3 spots where I can keep my bell founder working and get a crop. Well, not on this one, but in general, I have to say I kind of like how this got set up for myself. Not in contention for Animal Reef. We are in contention for Ranch Provost. Joshy fencing. So his capacity is 32. Um, yeah, if this round broke differently, I probably could have played Sleeping Corner. I've been using this correctly, right? Oh my god, I can freaking just grow now. I forgot. I just click on a card and completely remember that I even played it. That's hilarious. Um, that is absolutely hilarious. I can just grow right now. Joshy going on day labor and paying 2 food for the combo platter. Okay, so he's getting Animal Reef. Yeah. He might beat out the lover here. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to leave that for 2 grain. I am leaving this spot for Bigfoot, which is pretty good. He only needs 1 clay to renovate. Do I start player my first action? Bigfoot does take the 2 clay, 2 stone. No, I'd probably take 4 wood. Bigfoot with stable cleaner. Yeah. He still has tree guard on his farm, but it doesn't really matter. So do I need the plow more or do I need the 4 wood more? I need both pretty bad. Oh, but Joshy's giving me the plow, so I gotta take that. Feels bad. Do I even want this? There are so many reasons why I don't. Oh, that's neat. Uh, so my priorities: wood fence. Well, there's so much to do. There's so much to do. Bassinet for Bigfoot. Curious to note that only Freemason can grow now. So he can just do that on his last action. And Joshy's back into the world of needing food like a normal person. Freemason takes the 4 wood. Joshy going to day labor, getting his triplet animals. So good. I'm going to take this 3 wood with food. It's just too tenuous for me to take start player right now, which is really annoying. Bigfoot grabbing a cow. I assume that's to grab a pig next and fence. Oh no, he took his 4 wood. Okay. So I need another bake action, probably. Is Joshy going to start here? Should I just take 2 wood? He is going to start. Oh, lovely. With a bean field. So I should plow. Doesn't really matter. I'm currently brainstorming ways to win the ranch provost. It's not looking good. I don't even know how I'm feeding 10. Am I bell-foundering for food? I could just so bake now. Must resist. Um, do I actually have to fence? Next round. That would suck. I should be ready for that. I have gotten 6 food off of this maintenance premium, which is kind of nice. No, no. Uh, So if I who can reno fence next round? This is a kind of a weird question. Bigfoot is well, so I could so bake. I could take play. Joshy can reno fence. I need to be able to reno fence. So I'm just going to take that and do nothing with it. Yeah, I better just do this. That's really annoying. Yeah, well, I can pick up more grain later. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, my game is so far behind everyone else's. I mean, I think Freemason might be in third, and I'm definitely behind Freemason, I would expect. So yeah, and then maintenance +3. Bigfoot could plow, so I should just so bake. Yeah, Freemason has capacity to do that. And I should bake 3, so I can play my stable sergeant. So, I mean, I have a lot of the things you find in a traditionally good Agricola farm, but this game, it's just not cutting it. These two bonuses, I got nothing from. I mean, I should be around 50. Oh, yeah, maybe Freemason is last. Bigfoot only at 18 right now. Okay, I might have a better shot than I thought. 36 for me. 38. When I sow bake and stable sergeant, that'll be +8 on this. So. Oh, that's not good. I didn't want to see that. Yeah, just not really performing here. So what I could do is like 3 wood, 1 stable, stable sergeant. Our plow is out there, so if I can get plow, that would be amazing. Just in an absence of anything else to do. Otherwise, my play is to like take a grain or take a veg. I guess it's a veg. Freemason, this is his last move before growing. Okay, and he defers his decision. That's kind of funny. Bigfoot is going to take the ranch provost for himself. I think that's what I want to see. And this is the 48 I was talking about in the beginning of the game. Joshy getting a nice reno here. I get my plow and a stable sergeant. So I think Joshy's going to win this one. Pretty clearly. And could have been a lot worse. Oh god, yeah, he's staring at high 50s. So I don't exactly know how he's feeding for sure. He can kill a cow and go to day labor. That's probably the plan. And then take 4. My last move could be clay or grain or veg. Still veg is probably better. Bigfoot grabbing a veg now, probably grabbing a grain last. I need to make sure I got my Ock for cheaper if possible. It's a bit shifty to have waited this long, but I think I can get away with it just because a lot of Ocks have been played already. We didn't see Butler. Okay, Freemason taking a stable. So Freemason's going to get 3 on the Animal Reeve, 0 on the Provost. Joshy's going to get 5 on the Reeve and none on the Provost. Bigfoot is going to get 5 and 3 for 8. So he's going to be at 35 plus his next move. 1 food. Oh, because it's only 1 harvest remaining now. That's why. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice end. Oh, thanks for watching, Wallfly. So I can take 2 clay for the Bell Founder, or I can just take a grain, denying no one in particular. So this is technically 1 food better. Yeah, that first room plus Hayloft Barn, good combo. Good combo. Yeah, good solid second would be great for me. And I think I got it by 6 points somehow over that Freemason's first lover, or zeroth growth lover, I should say. Yeah. So this ended up being a lot better of a farm than I was fearing. But I didn't get any of the community bonuses. That Animal Reeve was especially tough to see. Uh, yeah, Joshy, 55, 54, 59, I would say. 59 minus eating. So maybe 57 or 58. He's a monster game here. Yeah. 57 or 58, I would expect. Um, what is stopping opponents from live viewing my stream? Nothing. And at the same time, they are good enough to where if they want to cheat and do, it might just be really obvious. Uh, Also, I trust everyone on this site, especially in the tournament, to have some. Yeah, I'm out of time. Yeah, and Wallfly, I think almost everyone on the site is trustworthy. That's just my opinion. There are people with bad reputations on the site, right? And a lot of people know who those people are. And I think a lot of them know themselves who they are, which is kind of funny. And yeah, so like it would be kind of obvious at some points. Like I would say, how did they know to take 3 wood there? That doesn't make any sense, even if, you know, a bunch of other things. So in a way, it's kind of visible. Cheating, actually, when you're playing with so many experts, gets kind of obvious. And in such a high skill game, it matters a lot. So it's good that generally I would assume it's noticeable, and I have not had the pleasure of noticing at any point, so that is good. All right, it looks like we are done for today, and yeah, maybe Chris will let us play a third game, maybe he won't. I'm currently in third place by 1 point tournament-wise behind both Freemason and Joshy. They both have 9 tournament points, I have 8. Yeah, okay. And thank you all for watching. Let me know if this was like way too low of a volume to deal with. I'm trying to speak up. And yeah, I assume this is going to have to be the situation for a bit. My computer just is not accepting any mics, and this Skype through way that I'm doing right now is not giving me volume on recording or Twitch, even though if I just play it through my computer, it sounds like it should. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching again, and see you for the next one.